So you might be thinking about starting out a bullet journal and wondering if it's really worth it. I've used a bullet journal for almost exactly half a year now, and I was thinking perhaps I could tell you what I think is good and bad about it. Spoiler warning, the fact that I have been using it for half a year might say something about if I like it or not. So this is my bullet journal. It's a Leuchtturm 1917, and I think it's the pocket model. I never remember, like it depends on how many pages there is. But this one is in a size so I can have it in my back pocket, my pants, which I find very convenient because I don't have a handbag, even though I have other kinds of bags usually, or I always have my pants on most of the times, at least when I'm outside. So as you can see, this is a totally normal notebook, basically. But the Moleskine and the Leuchtturm 1917 are like the most popular in the bullet journaling community. The concept with bullet journaling is about fluidity. So it's like a creative concept in itself where you create your own layouts all the time. That means that you also can adapt it to your needs for the current situation or week or whatever. Having an actual notebook like this compared to using like a mobile phone as a calendar or so, I think the big difference is that this is much more tactile. You actually you can feel the pages, feel what you're doing. On a mobile phone, it's always that flat surface, even though it might be faster and perhaps more convenient, like if you have shared calendars or stuff like that. The interaction with the calendar itself is very different, and I totally prefer to have something like this in my hand and feel the surface in another way. What also happens if you have your calendar digital all the time, it's if you either have it on the computer, then you will continue to keep staring into the screen all the time, and if you have it on your mobile phone, then you have all of those distractions with notifications and stuff like that, because you're using your phone for so many things. With an analog notebook like this is kind of the only thing you use it for, so it doesn't distract you. It helps you to take a step back from what you're doing. I guess there's some kind of mindfulness to it, even though I don't know that much about mindfulness, but I think it might be. One good thing about the bullet journal is that it's really hard to be a perfectionist. So if you kind of have like a problem with that, then this is also a good way to practice that. I mean, you will always screw up when you're playing around with the bullet journal. And also the fact that not every week or list or whatever should be the same, like there's no reason for it to be the same, makes it perfect in itself. There's like a certain feeling of beauty in the fact that it's not perfect, if you understand what I mean. So if we take a look here, for example, this is the first quarter where I used the bullet journal. It's very simple. I only had one pen that I used But then I felt like I need more ways to keep track of data to make it clearer. So I bought a couple of colored pens. I'm not sure if you can see the green color here, but it's there. Then like the next quarter I expanded it, so I had like 3 colors, and with those colors I started to color code stuff and like place out stuff that I realized from the first quarter that this information could be really good to have in the bullet journal. And then here in the last one I kind of developed it further to make it clearer. And what the bullet journal also does, which may seem obvious, is that it helps with like planning and evaluation. So for example, so this is like my January tracker, and like all the different colors means different things, and I use it to keep track of my habits, and I guess it becomes kind of a evaluation of how the day went. And when I look at this I can see like the patterns, and that helps with like self-control. And that is also true when I look like at how I plan a week. Like this, it might look very cluttery, but because I use my weekly spread to both first plan my week with different patterns, and then to also evaluate what I actually did like during the day, gives me a good idea of what I actually managed to do, and it automatically helps me to think about why I didn't do it like I had planned, and if I should try something else instead. And I'm trying to not put any pressure on myself for not going with the plan, because that's kind of the way I look at planning in itself, that the importance is that you have a plan, and then if you start to deviate from it, that's totally fine, because that's usually how things work out. But as long as you like think about it and know that you are deviating from it, then you will learn something from it. And one of the things that you use in a bullet journal is those check boxes, and I also find it very nice. I mean, I guess it depends on how you are as a person, but to just check stuff and then be able to look at it and see all the stuff you've done, it makes you feel good about yourself. One really good thing about using a bullet journal in this physical form is also that when I start to write stuff in it by hand, that is like a better way to really be sure that I consolidate the information that I'm writing down. So sometimes it's like when you take notes in school, like sometimes it's important to still have the notes so you can look them through, but one of the more important things about taking notes and writing stuff down is that you hear something and then you make that information your own. And it's the same here in a bullet journal. What the bullet journal also have helped me with is to get a good perspective on time. Sometimes time flies by, and at least I have that problem that some like weekends I don't remember what I actually did, and I don't drink alcohol, so that's not the issue. But by using the bullet journal and like noting down stuff that I have been doing, and also just to be able to look through, like follow the weeks, it helps me get a better sense of time. Because sometimes I think that is kind of scary when it feels like time is just passing by. But this has made it not as scary, I guess. So some lessons and recommendations I have about using a bullet journal. Going with the Moleskine, or as I have done with the Leuchtturm 1917, like having a really good notebook is quite important. I really like the concept of like the dotted pages, because you get both lines and you can make grid systems, stuff like that, without the grids like taking over the whole page. And if you use blank pages, then I guess stuff will start to lean, and yeah, it's hard to keep things straight. So the dotted Leuchtturm 1917 is something I can really recommend. In the beginning, I used a non-waterproof pen. Not sure if I have like a... So when I looked at my spread while it was not raining, but there were water falling from the sky, I guess that's rain. This is kind of how it ended up. Again, I don't have that much of a problem with it. I should have because it's in my nature, but with the bullet journal being what it is, it doesn't really bother me. But it might bother me if I cannot read what I have written, because that's a problem. So to buy a waterproof pen is a really good idea. Depending on what you like, buying colored pencils. Those of you that have watched the vlog for a while might know how much I like those pencils. Those are Pilot Color Enos, which is erasable. And if you want to be able to undo some of the mistakes you do, then I mean, erasable is a good thing. There are also erasable pens if you want to use that, but I think there's a certain charm to when I fail with my pen. But with me having such a small bullet journal and therefore not that much space, if I mess things up when I try to track stuff, then if I cannot erase it, it will get too messy, and like the information that I'm trying to convey in the bullet journal will get messy, and that's not a good thing. So erasable pencils, really good. And the last tip is the bullet journal community. I like to come up with my own stuff, but every now and then I need inspiration. And I mean, there's a lot of videos like this, I guess, and videos about bullet journaling that are really good. And like on Pinterest, there's loads of information about how people have created their spreads and layouts and stuff like that. So do some research about it. So I really recommend trying bullet journaling out. If your schedule is kind of loose and you need to a way to keep structure, then I think bullet journaling is really, really nice. I can understand if you are like a single dad or single mom and you have your kid and like everything, then it might be hard to do like a complex system with the bullet journal. But that's also the nice thing, that then don't do it complex. Do it really simple, just do those like bullets and keep it as simple as possible. The system is flexible, and that's what's so nice about it. For me, when I'm working on my creative goals, I think it's very useful using the bullet journal, and I will continue to do that. If you want to know more about my creative goals and my weekly progress, then you're welcome to subscribe to join my endeavor. Please comment about what you feel is good about bullet journaling, or if you have any questions, please give me a thumb up if you liked what you saw. Hopefully you can make some use of this information. Thanks for watching.